The Flash returned this week with a brand new episode entitled Welcome to Earth 2, and with a title like that, it should come as no surprise to anyone that it deals with our heroes making good on their promise from last week and venturing into Earth 2, with hopes of saving Harry's daughter from Zoom while also taking the fight to the baddies' home turf. Passing through worlds also means we get treated to a positive cornucopia of Easter eggs, including, hey, look over there, it's Supergirl, and hey, look over there, it's an older Dark Knight's Returns-esque Arrow, and holy shit, is that Jonah Hex? Oh my god, it absolutely is. I am so freaking hyped right now. I am the hype. I'm just all the hype. This was an episode that impressed right out of the gate with its full-on depiction of Earth 2. Amazing what a light filter, some trains, and a bunch of retro cars and guns can do for your show, right? I mean, this felt like a completely different series. And as a comic fan, I can attest one of the coolest parts of doing a mirror universe type story like this is showing how different life can be for some of our favorite heroes and villains. Definitely something this episode ran with. Be it Earth 2 Barry Allen, a somewhat even more nebbishy and nerdish CSI who idolizes Harrison Wells and wears bow ties, the ones that his comic counterpart was known for loving. This Barry also happens to be married to Detective Iris West Allen, aka the only West on the police force and the woman heading up the Zoom task force. She's joined by her partner, the clumsy, wait for it, Floyd Lawton. Yeah, Deadshot on this Earth can't hit a thing. How funny is that? And why, yes, before you even have to ask, a different world means Barry's mom is very much alive, and the two share a very sweet and very sad scene of him talking to her on the phone. I could not help but feel this scene had shades of Flashpoint paradox to it, which made me like it even more. Surprisingly, our villain du jour is not Zoom this episode, but his two favorite enforcers, who turn out to be Killer Frost and Deathstorm, aka evil versions of Caitlin and Ronnie. I like that Caitlin's voice has a creepy filter on it as Killer Frost, and Ronnie's costume looks way cooler than Firestorm's ever did. It's also pretty much at this point that they drop the whole trying to find Harry's daughter plot, and instead we get to enjoy Earth 1 Barry kinda living in the shoes of his doppelganger. That is, of course, until the bad guys crash his good time and fatally injure this world's Joe, who is nowhere near the warm father figure we've come to know and love from Earth 1. That means Barry and his team must rally together to defeat Zoom's forces and get a little bit of payback. And just when you thought Earth 2 had no more surprises to offer, we get the biggest payoff yet, and that is that Cisco is a villain here as well, calling himself Reverb. This guy has managed to increase his vibing powers in ways Cisco has never dreamed possible. In fact, he's the most powerful guy on the villain team, which, you know, of course means that if Cisco was willing to put the time and effort into it, he could probably have those same powers too. Back on Earth 1, in a much smaller but no less hard-working B-plot, Jay Garrick is forced to come clean about the damages done to his body by the drug Velocity 6, which gave him back his speed for a short amount of time, but also turns out to be the very thing which is killing him. You know, I've been bumming on Jay's character for a bit, mainly because he didn't do a lot, but this revelation actually does a pretty good job cleaning the slate. Jay's story mostly involves him dealing with a D-list metahuman calling himself Geomancer, and for a second there, it looks like Jay would actually be able to win back some of his hero cred. That is until he quite literally falls down on his face and needs Joe to come save him. Come to think of it, if Joe had aimed just a little bit higher, this whole threat could have been dealt with way sooner. Welcome to Earth 2 is one of those episodes I get a feeling we're going to be talking about for a long time to come. As a comic fan, I was in slack-jawed awe that in 2016 we got an entire TV show dedicated to mirror worlds where everything exists in a golden age 1950s. Beyond that, the action was great, heartstrings were plucked on multiple levels, and the mystery of who and what Zoom is gets more interesting and more complicated by the day. Guess that goes my theory of him being Earth 2 Barry. Oh well. At the end of the day though, I give this one a very positive 9 out of 10. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll feel like checking out some more videos I have on offer here at Cape Joel.